Okay, should be live already. Check if everything's working on. Okay, yeah, everything's working. I'm gonna just wait a bit for everyone to join. Let me see where the chat is. It's my first time streaming, so bear with me. I don't even know what I'm doing. I just have OBS set up and I don't know where the chat is inside OBS and everything. Okay, this seems to be working. Nice. Yeah. So, okay, first. So today's gonna be my first stream. It's kind of my first test stream. As said, it's completely new to me. I've recorded videos in the past, but it's my first live. Hey, good morning, Jeremy. And I don't know if the quality is gonna be all right. The mic is gonna be all right. So bear with me if something's not working as intended. What I want to do today is kind of do the same as I did on some of my videos, where I just go through what I think, or at least what I want to see for the session. If a trade comes up on the chart, we are gonna take it. If not, we're just perfect. Thank you, Jay. Uh, if there's no trade today, we just hang around for a bit, maybe 1 hour, 1 hour and a half, and just talk about price action and what we are seeing. I see that there's a few of you already watching, so I think we're gonna go over and see what I want to see, or at least I'm trying to see, or what I'd like to see to interact with market today. 10 minutes left for the open, so let me open up trading view. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna chart and queue. I've been watching today. I've seen this big drop over here past London session. But if you know how I trade and you know what I look for, if you don't, I'm gonna go over it now. But if you do know, you know that I like to look for smooth edges that are aligning with session liquidity. So today we do have those smooth edges aligning with session liquidity. Those are here. Here's a session high, and the subsequent high is being respected. So first of all, what I see is that we have these smooth edges. And if I check those on ES, we're gonna see that we also have them. So that's nice. Because sometimes we do have SMT at these smooth edges highs or lows. That's when the thing gets tricky, and we can still use that as a draw, but again, it's SMT. It may not play out, or at least one of the assets that we are trading on, it may not reach that level. So in that case, we don't have SMT. Hi everyone. Hi. I'm gonna need to. I just have one screen, so I'm gonna need to keep switching from OBS and TradingView to see everyone's comments. So bear with me if I don't reply to you guys, or if anyone has a question and I don't see it right away. Just bear with me. Sorry. Again, what I was saying, we do have smooth edges today, and I like to use these smooth edges as my draw on liquidity. Let me draw this. Okay. And what I don't like is that big drop over here, because that feels so heavy on both assets. I usually like a sustained move down once we have the smooth edges, like instead of having just straight drop down, I prefer to have slow grind down, because that way it doesn't feel that heavy, because my idea is to actually long towards these smooth edges. But on the other side of my idea is that I was leaning into shorts for the whole week, but yeah, we still kind of consolidate or know, grinding up here. And if I'm gonna be honest, I think my bias are neutral right now. I don't want to marry the idea of um, that we go higher, obviously, but again, that's why what I look for almost every day. And if that presents, and then if I have subsequent variables that I need for my model to play out, I'm just gonna take it. So um, now that I know what I have here, that's gonna be my draw for today. If we keep dropping and we kind of close, we actually get a close below this low, then I'm I'm not gonna be comfortable anymore looking for longs, and then probably we are gonna keep grinding uh, lower, probably at least to that low over here, or then some of this liquidity, because like we have grinded higher, as I said before, and that's kind of low resistant liquidity run. If we do get a sweep, because right now if you don't know my model, one day we can do a workshop or something like this to go over the model. What I need after having the edge session, London session, smooth edges, whatever, on the highs or on the lows, at open or around open, we need the liquidity sweep and then big displacement. So right now we have a clear understanding or a clear variable that we want to see actually happen before we take a trade, is that we get sweep, most likely this low. We are now building some sort of liquidity, and take that liquidity, induce people into thinking that, okay, we might go lower because right now NQ feels heavy, and as we have seen for the past few days and probably weeks, we are just going lower. I don't care if we end up the day closing lower or if the week is bearish. I don't really care. That's what I like to see, is that we have smooth edges. Price tends to move towards these smooth edges. It's true that these past weeks we have seen smooth edges like this, but price probably didn't go there with the strength I need. So I'm gonna say that probably this 2 months, past 2 months, um, my model is not playing out as much as I would like to, but that's okay, because as said, we need different variables to happen, and usually even though we don't get here, we just probably or drop at open, or we don't get what I need actually. So going back to what I was saying, sorry. Uh yeah, Vino, those are not made by me. Josu made it for me, because I used to chart these session labels by myself by hand every day, and he just coded the indicator for me. Um, we're gonna release the indicator with these labels, probably I hope this month, because I've been saying that for weeks now. But I'm gonna be streaming one day on his on the StatMap channel, and then we are gonna release the indicator the day that we run that stream. So I hope it's gonna be soon. Okay, so going back to what I was saying, is that I want to see that low or that liquidity taken, as that looks like engineered liquidity or we're feeling liquidity. And then after that, I need big displacement, huge displacement upside, um, and then try to find a breaker, unicorn, or whatever to just position myself into longs. Again, my validation is that if we close huge, or at least we start trading below that low, I'm not going to be interested in longs. I'm probably not going to be interested in chasing the shorts because probably it's going to be too late and my entry function is not going to show or whatever. Yeah. On the other hand, I'm going to check out CL maybe too, and gold, because gold has been going upside for the past few days like crazy. Okay. So let me check CL daily. It's a long time since I didn't trade CL actually. So okay, on the daily looks actually primed for start going higher. I'm not gonna lie. We just swept this, all of this. Just swept it on the 5th, and we are kind of consolidating. So actually, a run into internal into this FPG would make sense. And today, it just looks it looks actually ugly. Um, yeah, I'm not actually very interested in CL today. I trade most of the time around how price reacts to, from session liquidity. So if I see that both Asia high and low has been taken in London, and now we took that London low, that's for me an indicator that we are probably gonna see seek and destroy, because right now there's no clear direction, or at least um, I like to play moves towards probably intraday session liquidity, as I was talking on NQ. Hey Andrew, happy to see you here. To be honest, thank you, and in general, thank you. So I'm not interested in OCL today. The gold actually, okay, it looks bullish, but check daily. We are at all-time highs. Would be nice to reach into the FBG and see how it reacts. We also have an FBG here. If we actually want to see, if I actually want to, I don't trade gold usually, but if I actually want to see a continuation move up into new all-time highs, etc., I would like to actually see price reach this FBG. That kind of looks more like in discount rather than just bounce from the FBG. But it's actually worth watching how price reacts from that one. Okay, I've been talking too much, and New European just happened. Okay, I said I want to see that low being taken. If that runs higher, that's not my ideal scenario or idea that I had, but it could be a possibility. We actually just run higher from here. I don't like to check out much the M1 because lately 9:30 open has been a bit crazy. Hello everyone. Thank you so much to you guys for being here. So probably M1 would be something like this, that being the breaker. But in reality, I don't wanna or maybe that would be on the M5 also looks nice, but I actually want to see price close above here. So I usually do that. Maybe you have seen me doing this on some of my videos where I try and for a breaker block a little bit higher to actually confirm the change in state. I think I'm gonna try and seek a position here, even though I really wanted to see that uh, low being taken, but I'm just gonna look for a clear confirmation that we close above. We do not have SMT here. That's the sad part, because if we had, we at least had an like a way to give more sense to the idea of longing here. But again, the thing that we didn't sweep that low bothers me a bit, because this could be also a right, like liquidity on these highs over here and then move back lower again. So if that candle is going to close above and we leave behind that filler value gap over here, uh, then I'm probably gonna take a shot and probably long. Consider this as the manipulation move down. If we actually got the this low swept at open, I would probably open the position already. But just the fact that we didn't sweep the low bothers me too much to just not consider along, at least for now, until we actually leave the fair value gap behind. So I guess we just need to wait for a bit. And if I don't get a chance to just jump in, I'm not gonna be bothered, because yeah, it is what it is. If I just can join the move. So if I play a position, it's gonna be something like this, 2R. But again, I'm not trying to force anything, at least for now, until I see a clear close above here. Yeah, we have SMT at the highs right now, so it's also a reason. Thanks, Andrew. But anyway, if NQ actually closes over here, I think I might play along anyway. To be honest, this week has been hard with news and everything. I think I got one win and one loss. That's why I'm not trying also to force anything, because otherwise, any other day of the week, if that was more clear, I would also already be on a long already. CL keeps dropping, gold kind of doing their thing. Actually, in gold, we also have I think equal highs aligning with Asia high. Okay, and Q. Now I think I'm gonna set my limits here. Let's check if my copy trader set the accounts, orders. Yeah, it's working. The only thing that bothers me here is that we didn't get low and we actually have SMT at the highs. But just because we have this smooth edges above really wants me to, I really want to play that long. No, I actually don't trade Forex. I used to when I started first, but I don't know. Then I just started trading indices and basically NQ, and I found it way clearer in every aspect. And also, we had a past few months where Forex was kind of dead, and we had little movement. We were just consolidating all over the pairs, and yeah, I just stopped watching forex. uh I didn't check the stat map today. Let me check. It actually is, if we, let me see, because I've been using the stat map lately just more of like way to see, um not looking for precise unicorns at these levels, but if we actually could see a close above this daily manipulation level, um that would be nice, at least for my trade. Because if you check my 2 hour trade closes at daily candle open, and that's actually nice. I don't use the daily open as a level where I just check too much, but it's also a good sign to be there, because usually price reacts from it. It's not based on the stat map, but it could give confidence on seeing price close above this daily manipulation. No, I actually don't trade only the stat map. I do trade the New European unicorn and the stat map unicorn. Um, I trade both these two models, and today is actually more focused on the open rather than the stat map alone. So yeah. Yeah. I know the SMT was bothering me, but I think the strongest one here is NQ. Um, okay, yeah, it just gone. He has just pushed. So nice. Uh I don't know. We just need to wait actually. Thank you, Andrew. I'm improving. I'm trying to improve. Because if some of you don't know, but English is not my main language, so that's why if I sound a bit weird saying some words or just some phrases, that's why. If we miss the trade, I mean, if I miss the entry, that's okay. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I was a bit nervous, I'm not gonna lie, because I'm not used to speaking English on my day-to-day basis. I just I type and write English with no issues, but when it comes to pronunciation and just talking to someone, it feels weird because I'm not used to. But hey, that's why I wanted to do these streams, because I think it gives that human touch to what we share, or at least what I share on my X page, and also because I think it's way easier for me to explain things right in live in front of everyone, instead of just posting some random tweet or random video that could be made up. So yeah, it looks like it missed my entry, but again, I'm not gonna be bothered at this point. Probably I I don't know if I would want to enter in that trade depending on that kind of close. To be honest, okay. Yes, seems to be trying to push higher. Yeah, exactly, Jay. Yeah. Your reasoning makes so much sense also. So yeah, thank you, Andrew. And Juga, I actually, I mean, you can find many resources out there. I've posted a few things on my X page, but I know that some of them have been lost on my timeline, and I don't have like a repository or something like this with all my documents. Um, but if you go to my X page, same name as my YouTube, Juno Trading, you're gonna find a ton of resources and documents and write-ups that I've been doing for the past. Okay, sorry, yeah, for the past year. So yeah, I would say you go to my X page, or you can find T Trades, for example, a video where he just talks about different topics, ACT concepts, etc., that I use on my trading. No problem. No problem. Okay, let's see how it is close. I want to see. We don't have news anymore today, right? No. And tomorrow we don't have news. Okay. If my screen goes black at some point, I'm sorry, because I don't know why my OBS and my trading view, they don't get along too too well. Because I don't know why sometimes I need to change windows. Uh, trading view goes black. I don't know why. Yeah, we do have yellow folder at 10. That's true. But I don't take into consideration too much these yellow folders. But yeah, thank you. If we actually go to take profit, it's gonna be so sad. Let's see how ES is doing. Hey, Softail. Nah. You're not. The dog's face is not happening anytime soon, at least. It's gonna be one, that's for sure, but not yet, not yet. And Hey, Soft Cell. Nice to see you here. Rajan, and no, I'm not streaming every day inside the lab. That's actually today is my first stream, my first time actually doing a stream. I wanted to do it first on YouTube, to just kind of test, and then I'm gonna start streaming inside the lab a few days a week. But yeah, you're gonna find me inside the lab, for sure. Yeah, sure. I can explain my stop loss placement. So, right now the idea is, because I don't know, at the start of streaming, I was talking about what I wanted to see at open, is that I wanted to see a sweep into these lows, and then that big displacement we just saw, and actually just get into the breaker and go for the smooth edges. Okay, but we didn't have that. So, we don't have SMT also, so I can use the SMT for the reasoning to go higher. I just marked out that breaker because that's what makes more sense to me. I could have marked out all these green candles, um, but I usually don't, because okay, what I'm gonna say is personal preference. It's probably not the best way to do it, but when I have candles with big wicks like this, like for example that wick, it's bigger than the size of the body, so I don't want to use that big candle over here for the breaker, because the body doesn't tell me anything here for the breaker. So I could have used this sweep and all of these candles for the breaker, but again I don't want to use that wick, so it made also sense to just uh use these candles here instead of these ones. Uh, and then since the fair value gap was big enough that it was just as big as the breaker and more, instead of placing the stop loss below this breaker over here, uh, since I actually think that the move is going to go higher to the smooth edges, I have still big room, in my position size gonna not be affected by having a bit of a wider stop. So it made sense to me to just move my stop under the fair value gap, just in case we get a deeper retrace into the fair value gap, and for some reason we just go below the breaker. Uh, Even though I think that the breaker is going to be the one that, or at least if we got a tap, it would be the one that would drive price higher. Um, yeah, sure. How did I make the line? It's actually pretty easy, and it's, if you know me, the aesthetic part is really important for me. So, uh, what I do is first I draw a normal line, and then I draw a dashed line or a dotted one, uh, on top of the regular line. It's time consuming, but when you get the hang of it, or of doing it every day, you're just gonna not gonna think about it, and you're gonna do it that way and draw two lines. Um, I'm not worried that we have SMT at the lows, but I actually wanted to see a deeper retrace, like actually sweep that swing point here instead of sweeping any other internal uh, of this move. So it doesn't bother me, but it doesn't bother me the fact that we don't have SMT. It bothers me the fact that we didn't sweep uh, that marked high. That marked low here. I actually don't use YM to. I was gonna say too much, but I never check YM actually. Yeah, exactly, Andrew. That's what I was saying. That we just swept a little bit of liquidity here, but not all the resting liquidity that all this little move was, this little consolidation was engineering or was creating. Yeah, maybe softer. Yeah. Maybe we go lower after, and or at some point, because we most likely we actually go to the smooth edges. After we get there, we're gonna drop. So as I've been saying always, I don't try to just catch a trade going through all the move. Like I just need a little piece, and I don't usually exit at the smooth edges because nothing is guaranteed that we're gonna go to the smooth edges. Uh, so I just try and capture a little portion of the move, and that's it. So right now, I'm probably gonna, I don't know. I don't know if I would like to. It depends. I'm gonna keep my limits open just because I'm okay with the risk of um, getting into a position within that move. But we already ran 1.5 R, so depending on how price behaves right now, I don't know if I'm comfortable or not going into a position if we go back into the breaker. I'm actually on the 5 minutes. I don't usually check the 3 minutes. I only check the 3 minutes if I'm trying to anticipate the M5 candle. So if I'm seeing something interesting on the M5 and I want to go aggressive, then I'm probably going to switch into M3 and try to frame my same idea into the M3 timeframe. But I usually use M5 for most of my trades when price action is clear and decisive at open, like we have nice opens and price moves into a clear direction. Um, then maybe sometimes I go to the M1. Rarely I go to the M15. So basically, average I stay at the M5. Uh, I yeah, I only trade unicorns. Rarely I would trade sometimes continuations off of a fair value gap where we actually have uh, some kind of liquidity sweep inside the fair value gap, and then we continue to go higher. It's so sad that we're gonna go to take profit without giving me an entry just for a few ticks. But yeah, that's so sad. I don't know if any of you took that trade, but if you did, props to you. Um, and yeah, what I was saying, I only trade unicorns most likely. At least on my live accounts and my funded accounts, I trade the unicorns. Um, when I'm passing evals or something like this, there you goes. Now I'm gonna just remove my limits and and that's it. But at least you guys saw what I'm trying to frame every day. Um, I actually did want to do this stream today after FOMC because data says that the days previous to the FOMC we have little movements. Days during FOMC also kind of, but the days after the FOMC, at least for me, uh, those days are good. We have good movements, as you can see. I'm gonna run the stream. I think as long as we get to the smooth edges, just because I want to see how price gets there. And yeah, going back to you, Andre. Sorry. Uh, I take probably 2, 3 trades a week because I combined both 930 unicorn, the open unicorn, and the StatMap unicorn. Using these two models, that's for me a way to get enough how is it said, enough trades frequency. That's the word that I was looking for. That gives me enough frequency having these two models that basically run from the same variables. They just change a bit from each other because I just frame the high time frame point of interest in a same in the same in a different way. Sorry, but the ideas and the entry function and all is the same, and that averaged me 2 to 3 trades a week. That is a nice frequency for me to trade both personal accounts and prop accounts, and like reaching payouts not too fast, but also not taking months to reach payout or passing evaluations. Um, I do you consider OT? I don't actually use that much OT premium discount. Like you can actually I frame premium discount on my mind. Like I can actually see. So I don't plot premium discount often, but I just it's something that is in my mind, and when I see a chart, I actually know where, or I could know where premium is and discount is. I don't use OT, so sorry, but I don't. I try to simplify my trading as much as possible. I feel sometimes dumb or silly about myself because everyone's talking about many different concepts at once, and their trading is super complex, and they know I don't know they know too much about everything, OTE, premium discount, and different things, and blah 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 blah. And I just focus on 2, 3, 4 variables every fucking day, and that's what you get. Like when I just see what we saw today, that's when I play that's when I put money on the line. And if I don't, I just don't. And that's it. That's what giving me the consistency that I needed. So no, I don't use OT. Yeah, I can show an example of both models. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna just move that aside. So basically, I'm just gonna go over quickly. We can do one day one workshop stream or something like this where I go over both models. We can just hang around, ask questions, go over trade examples, maybe backtesting it. Um, but basically, the 930 model or the unicorn model, what I look for is one, draw on liquidity. That's my main variable. Let me go over one, draw on liquidity. That's one. So what do I look for on, let me go over that. Okay. What do I look for? Uh, yeah, Andrew, exactly. So going back to the explanation, what do I look for first? The draw on liquidity. What do I want to see as draw on liquidity? Mainly is smooth edges. So smooth edges are a formation of highs. It's like a consolidation, but the first high of the consolidation remains intact, and the subsequent highs uh, doesn't take all the liquidity from the first high. So as you can see, something like we had today, where we had a first high, and then the subsequent highs are not higher than the first one and the previous one and the previous one and the previous one. Once we have that, what I would like to see is that we run in the opposite direction uh, of these highs or these lows. I'm just framing the highs example, but the same approach works for the lows. Um, then, as we had today, we can see here, that's what we had today. We just ran into the opposite direction. And then around the open, what I want to see is some sort of liquidity sweep. So usually what you're gonna see is that we place a low in that case after the drop. Uh, okay, here after that drop, we're gonna set a low, and then we're gonna build liquidity, some sort of liquidity around open. To then at open, you want to see some, like today we didn't get the whole liquidity swept at open. We just get like a few internal liquidity swept, but ideally you want to see how price sweeps all the liquidity after just that big drop. Yeah, and then we just want to see how price starts moving again towards our draw that we set, that we saw previously. So when my draw becomes A plus liquidity, that becomes A plus liquidity when those smooth edges that we are talking about here are aligned with session liquidity. That meaning that when we do leave this cancellation over here, we do it during a session. In that case, Asia and London. If we do have both Asia and London, that's going to be perfect. If we just do have London, that's going to be also good. But if we do have both sessions aligning with the smooth edges, that's when we get these kind of moves where price just goes fast into these smooth edges, and then probably we're going to reach here and we're going to just go lower. That's it. But we're going to catch that big move or a portion of that big move. Uh, that's the 930 unicorn. Okay. Then there's sometimes where we just don't have that formation, uh, and that's okay. But then we don't actually have a drawn liquidity, or we don't actually have a high time PD array or point of interest where price just should stop. Then it comes into play. Sorry, it comes into play the stat map. So I'm gonna just then we just cap the uh, liquidity that would open. It would be the variable 2, and then 3 would be displacement plus entry function. And don't forget about the displacement, because that's one of the variables that's really, really, really important. But because if we didn't have that big candle over here as displacement, that's telling us that maybe price really wants to go higher, and instead we just range or stall here. That's probably, if we just range here inside the breaker, it's not a good sign. So that's the in a 30 unicorn. I'm gonna check chat one moment. Um, exactly, Andrew. Yeah, yeah. There's sometimes that where I take trades before 9:30, and or yeah. There's some exceptions, and that's basically when there's news or uh maybe all the variables, because again the 9:30 sweep, uh it's like a way for me to say we need that volatility. Sometimes that volatility kicks in way early, and I would say as I start looking at charts around from 8 to 11 maybe. So if I do get something of what I look for between that time, um, I might consider trading it if it's actually super clear. But yeah, we can get into more details like any other day on those exceptions. Yeah. So then I have the stat map unicorn. I didn't want this to be. Oh yeah, sure. Let me send you the lab trading website. J. That's the website. Um, it's not just me there. Like Kane also trades and live trades a few days a week. Ray, that also is a super nice trader, also trades there. Alex, and we have a crypto division. Like I really think that uh, that the lab is actually worth the price, and the guys that are inside, it's just crazy. It's an honor to be able to work along with them. So yeah, going back to what I was saying about the stat map is that okay, that's in 9:30 and the stat map unicorn. So on the stat map unicorn, if you don't know the stat map, but basically it's like kind of a range, uh, or at least I use it as a range. And when it comes to the stat map unicorn, what I try to look for is playing the stat map as ranges. Okay. So we always start trading inside the main range. And what I want to look for is here, I didn't use any draw on liquidity because, again, I trade ranges. When you are range trading, you actually don't have draw on liquidity. You can at least try to find an internal draw on liquidity along the move, but there's no previous day high, previous week high or low, or any of that, because you're just trading a deviation from the range and price going back into the range. So what I just do is wait for price to deviate one of the ranges, kind of what we are seeing today in some way, and then capture the move that just price does into the opposite direction of the range. So kind of what we have today. Today, what we have, priced open, we got high, back above uh, into minus manipulation, and then we went down. We deviate the lower part of the range, we go back again inside. An entry function forms around the stat level, and we trade higher. Today is not probably the best example because we kind of consolidated above the minus manipulation and also below the plus manipulation. But some days we just get a clean tap into these levels and then trade back into the range again. Then there's the upper and lower ranges. Then when we find consolidation in these ranges, we can try and trade those two as separate ranges. But yeah, I have a video on my channel on how I trade the stat map unicorn, so I'm not gonna um, just go over it in depth. But yeah, that's basically how I trade my two models. And the stat map unicorns, you're gonna find them more often during London session and Asia session, so you're gonna be able to trade those two sessions using that model. And then at 9 open, you can start hunting for the 9:30 open. So yeah, those two models combined are, for me at least, those are the two main models that I use, and that gives me enough frequency. And yeah. Yeah, Andre, that's for sure. That's one of the things that I wanted to do this year. Start live streaming, being more active. Um, and more close to everyone inside the lab and outside the lab, where I would just host this live stream, live trading, because some of the time I wasn't active enough to send my trades inside. Sorry, it went black again. Inside the lab, um, because maybe I was not paying attention to just send the trade or whatever. And I used to do these kind of reviews of price action where I would go through some of my trades, but again, as we were mentioning before, it's way easier for everyone if I just do live streams and backtesting sessions, and you actually see it live. Where like today, maybe that we just framed the whole idea beforehand, and then we just take the trades with you guys. So that way, for me, it's gonna be way easier, and for you guys, it's gonna be also way easier to understand and follow my trading ideas. So for now, I'm not gonna open any other position. That was my idea. We missed the trade by a few ticks. That's so sad. Um, but yeah, I'm just trying to wait and see if we actually reach to Asia session and London session highs, aligning with smooth edges to just kind of not prove but wrap it up here where our drawn liquidity is. Let's see what ES does. Now, also, what one of the things, okay, yes, catch it up to NQ really, really, really good. I didn't expect that, but we can also see, and maybe it's gonna happen or not. But one of the things I've been seeing so much is that maybe right now NQ could take these smooth edges and ES tone and form SMT over here, and then we get that big drop. Because as I said before, I'm not trying to say, or I'm not looking for a continuation even higher. So my bias wasn't actually fully bullish today. I was neutral, so I wasn't biased at all. I just had my drawn liquidity, my A plus drawn liquidity, and once we get there, I just don't give a fuck what NQ does. We can just die off here and go for the weekly lows or whatever, and I wouldn't care more. Thank you, Nijat. Nijat, I'm sorry if I don't say your names correctly, but thank you so much. Um, I'm pretty sure gonna be more trading more during live streams, and that's for sure. I'm gonna, I can guarantee that. Some of the days are gonna be inside the lab. Some of the days are gonna be here on YouTube. I think I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna do a live stream soon. I don't know if I can do it next week or something like this. But I want to do a workshop going over the two models, so it also get recorded, and also we can refer everyone in the future if we are trading that we are using these models, or at least I'm using these models, and proper explanation of both, even though the SATMAP one is already explained on my YouTube video. Stoic or Jack, whatever. I didn't take because, as you can see, I've missed the entry uh here by a few ticks, as you can see. But yeah, we framed that trade and that whole idea beforehand, before open, at the start of the stream. And I just been unlucky as you to not get an entry on that 940 candle. And that's it. But we are happy at least to be able to spot this beforehand. And yeah, yeah, it's sad. It's sad, Jack. It is what it is. At least we were right. Hey, mademoiselle. Yeah. Hello. Happy to see you here. I'm actually just waiting for these highs to be taken and just uh, enjoy my day, knowing that I just missed the trade and that's it. Next week, I'm gonna run another stream on YouTube, maybe one or two, and I'm gonna try and do one or two also inside the lab. Same, Jack. Have a great day. Thank you for stopping by, though. Yeah, yeah, exactly. When we just saw that move, I marked out that breaker on the M1, so that's why I have this sweep here. So totally, we could be using that as the breaker. But as I was saying, usually, or at least for the past few weeks, 9:30 open hasn't been clear at all. So I'm not trying to mess out with the M1 time frame for now, at least until price action, or at least 9:30 open price action gets a bit better. But yeah, that's actually a breaker, and we have a clear liquidity sweep and that breaker over there. But as I said, I wanted to see a close above here to actually consider that as change in state and just to put my risk on that confirmation, just basically. So Jay, yeah, that breaker is actually good. Also on the M5 and also on the M1, even though I firmed on the M1. Yeah, Andrew, it definitely is gonna go for the highs, and once it does, we're gonna close the stream and have a good rest of the day. Thank you so much. Yeah, it was actually a nice stream. It would have been really nice if we got that entry on that trade. Uh but yeah, price didn't want us, and I didn't want it to play too aggressive because I sometimes play these trades aggressively, and probably on that candle close I would have opened that trade already. But since we are on stream, I don't want to just um even though it's the way I trade, I don't want to do things that I don't know if some of you do in your actual trading, and I don't want to push anyone to do anything because live trading is also risky because of course um, you want to trade your, because I'm trading like that position was going to be open with my accounts and I was going to put my risk on that trade. And psychology wise, it's my first time like trading, and I don't want to force anyone into taking any trades. So probably if I would have been alone, I would have executed that trade without waiting into a confirmation. Because as I said many times, the whole framework made so much sense to me. But I thought that the best for everyone, if you are gonna guys that trade with me was to actually wait for the confirmation, wait for the test on the breaker, and actually get the proper entry. Yeah, Jay. For me, M1 has been working so good for the past year, but these few weeks or these months of the year, so far M1 has been super hard to trade, and I prefer to just stick to the M5 and yeah, and keep it safe. Yeah, the plan was nice. The plan was nice, and the idea overall was nice. And you're gonna see that that exact framework happens so much. Like if you're inside the lab, you can go through my channel, and you're gonna see that exam setup over and over and over and over. And if you go into my YouTube and you go to my smooth edges video, you're gonna see that I talk about that framework, and it happens over and over and over. And it's so easy to spot. Few variables, you just want to see your drawn liquidity, the liquidity sweep, big displacement, um, change in state, or you can even trade the change in state without even knowing what a unicorn is. But we do trade the unicorn, and yeah, it's so simple. Thank you, Jay. Have a good one too. Yeah, yeah, Andrew. It's gonna be posted. Every single live stream is gonna be posted inside YouTube. And yeah, yeah, Shailene, did it ES take? Yeah, exactly. That's what I was talking about. Now we could be forming an SMT if NQ doesn't take that and we leave those highs open, then we are opening to a possible SMT for a move lower. So that's why I don't exit my trades at the smooth edges, because we there's where the SMTs form, and that's where we can get caught into a retracement back down. Um, Andre, yeah, you're gonna. So these over here are smooth edges aligning with Asia. I sorry with session liquidity. That's A plus liquidity. Those show often, but um, but not that often. Like the smooth edges, basically, like it's a formation of highs and lows where, as said before, the first high or first low gets respected by the subsequent highs, and it looks like consolidation. That you're gonna see this at any inside any time frame, any asset, or whatever. Those, if are not aligned with session liquidity, might work anyway because price tends to move there, and you can open your charts and do a back testing session trying to spot these formations. You're gonna see that price moves fast to these smooth edges, but when they align with session liquidity, that's when that drawn liquidity becomes A plus. The A plus liquidity doesn't show every day, or I would say doesn't show as often as I would like. That's why I have my other model, the StatMap Unicorn model, uh, that I combine with that model. So if I don't have that formation, then I just go through the StatMap and try to frame the unicorns based off the StatMap. But if I do have these smooth edges aligning with Asia session and London session, session liquidity basically, then I just don't use the stat map. You didn't see me open this stat map today because the framework was already it had, because I had the 930 unicorn framework already on my screen, and I didn't want to check the stat map. So far, it like any model, I would say you're gonna see that there's weeks or months where your model shows more often than not, and the same way there's periods of time where your model doesn't show up that often. For now, for this year, this model has been okay, not showing too often, but when it shows, I would say with high probability it plays out, or at least you're gonna get a move like that one. Um, but that's why I have these two models to just be able to go back and forth between these two and get the frequency that I need to make my profit. Did we get that, or is it a takeaway on ES? Because I think we actually left that high equal to the smooth edges on ES. That's kind of funny. So we actually didn't sweep the higher high. But anyway, again, we could be forming an SMT and just go down lower. Andrew, I don't know yet because I think it's gonna be changing. I don't know if it's gonna be same day every week. I'm gonna try that one day a week is gonna be the same every week because I want to stream also inside the lab, and I need to also coordinate with with the rest of the team because some of the days they're gonna be streaming inside the lab and I'm not gonna be able to. But I would say every Thursday or Friday I'm gonna be here on YouTube. Yeah, exactly, Andrew. Exactly. As and you are right. The classic unicorn doesn't show as often, and I think if you're gonna be really, really, really strict with your variables and the way you trade the unicorn with prop firms, you're gonna find a hard time trying to reach payout the fast, or at least fast enough to be able to profit a good amount because the frequency that the classic unicorn gives is limited. If you're gonna trade NQ only, it's really limited. But if you're gonna try and trade CL, gold, and NQ, then you're trading three assets, and probably you're gonna get more frequency. But again, in my opinion, I think you should focus on one, maybe two. Um, and yeah, as you said, that's why I have two models that are based on the same concepts, just a little bit different. Uh, that way, I'm able to just trade both London sessions, New York sessions, and days where this model doesn't show. Yeah, yeah, sure, Andrew. I'm gonna update everyone on X. I'm gonna keep posting my live trading sessions beforehand. So yeah, don't worry. I can even send you the DM on X if you want to, because I know you and we have talked before. I don't know for how long we have been running the stream for. I don't know how to see it. 1 hour and 20 minutes. Okay. Oh, I really want to see NQ touch that smooth edge just before closing because I think it's gonna get there. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you. Have a good night if you're gonna go to sleep. See you on the coming streams. Have a good one. Yeah, Andrew. That's actually it. That's what did my trading that simple. Just focusing on these companies. And as I said before, sometimes I think that I'm not the smartest trader around because I don't focus on that many concepts, and I don't I don't know, use I don't use complicated concepts to just trade, uh, but it's actually what you need. A defined process that it shows over time, and you are able to spot it right away when you see it, like today. Okay, looks like we're gonna get the push. Yeah, I hope the next streams are as good as today's. The sad part about today is that I didn't get an entry because I really wanted to get that tap into the breaker and the FVG, but yeah, yeah, I'm sure they're gonna be also nice. Okay, let's see if we actually get that push. We get it into the smooth edges and we just continue with our lives. Struggling to get there. Yes, actually, now took that high. But yeah. Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna close the stream already. Just like we actually got the move. We had our framework framed out beforehand, um, almost perfectly. I just wanted to see this happen, but it's okay. My entry missed, and that's okay too. Hey, sure, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna let everyone know on X. Um, but yeah, I think I'm gonna run streams weekly, at least 1 or 2 times a week from now on. Today was my first stream and was my kind of test stream. But from now on, I'm gonna do it more often. So yeah, yeah, sure. I'm gonna You're gonna see it on X if you follow me. So yeah, if anyone has any question, thank you, numbers. If anyone has any question, just let me know right now. Otherwise, I'm just gonna close as we are already approaching to the smooth edges and the move already happened. And yeah, it was really nice. Really happy to see everyone here. Marcia, no, there's not actually. Um, but yeah, all I can say is that I really think the value that you can get out of just trying 1 month is gonna be worth it. That's 100% sure. I can guarantee you that. Like, just there's a ton of educational resources, Myself, I've been posting tons of content about the unicorn and all, and many other team members like Ray, or sorry, the chart went off. Uh, uh, yeah, and then I don't know if it, yeah, I said, Marcio, you're gonna get value out of it, that's for sure. And yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. We're gonna run another stream next week. I'm gonna let you know everyone on X beforehand. So yeah, see you probably next week. I don't know which day, but it's gonna be next week, that's for sure. Thank you everyone, and have a good rest of the day. Bye 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 bye.